Hey YouTube, George here. Welcome back to the shop. Now, I don't normally do unboxing videos, but I decided this arrived today, so not sponsored. I bought this myself. This is the VFD that we're going to use on this machine. Up to now, I've been using the generic XSY AT1 or AT3, whatever inverters they are, 4 kilowatt ones. So, given that this machine has got 5 horse motor on it, that's right on the limit of 4 kilowatts. So, we decided we needed a bit of headroom on that, and we went ahead and we ordered this 7.5 kilowatt, if we can get it out of the box, VFD from Vevor. Again, not sponsored. Got myself. Got this via AliExpress, but ordered out of France, and it came in 4 days. And a good way to avoid all the customs charges that our lovely government want to put on stuff coming from outside of the EU. So this is a 240 volt input, 240 volt 3-phase output. We have 7.5 kilowatts. Hold on. We have 7.5 kilowatts of grunt with this thing, so it just leaves a little bit more headroom with the old motor, because it's running that one right to the, there's no problem, it'll run it fine up to 2500 RPM, no sweat, but it's just a little bit too close to the edge for my liking. So this was I forget the exact price of it now, but it wasn't horribly expensive. Look, you can drive yourself doolally looking at all these VFDs and reviews on them, and they're all made in the one place, I think. You know, like I've been using them for 4 years and I've never had an issue. Just with this one having the bigger motor, I just wanted a bit more capacity. So there's your panel off, all the standard connections, power input, earth, and UVW out in 3-phase. And these are all your connections. They're very clearly labelled on this now, I have to say. These are all your connections for your controls. So you have jog plus and minus, forward, reverse. There's a ground there, 5 volt fault line, 12 volt fault line, 5 volt out, 5 volts in. So there's lots of I was able to download the manual for it before I bought it and read through it, so it's pretty much got all the same features as one of them, just a lot more capacity. So I suppose the next step with this will be to I want to remove the motor out of the machine and just see what way the bearings are in it. If the bearings are noisy, we'll replace them. and if they're not, we'll leave them alone and we'll set this up. I just wanted to whip it out of the box and have a look at it. Quite pleased with it. It's very substantial compared to the normal ones, and the thing I like with this is it's got the scalloped corners, so you can get to the hole. It could be a little bit fiddly mounting them ones, but that's not going to live there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mount an enclosure on the back of the headstock, and this will be in it. There will be a smaller drive then to handle the coolant pump, and whatever else we decide. I've decided I'm gonna do my little console up on the top like I did on the Bantam. So we'll have jog forward, jog reverse, speed control, spindle tack, and whatever else we're going to put on it. And just on the front panel of the machine, then we'll have the I'll just take you out of this here. We're going to take this asunder here, and what we will do is that e-stop doesn't latch, so that needs to be changed. That's the go button. So we're going to set it up that we're going to have a latching e-stop, we're going to have a momentary stop, the start button will be here, and we'll leave the coolant pump there, and we'll relocate this up to the little console that we're going to put up here. This machine being a bit bigger, we won't mount it 90, we'll kind of turn it a little bit so it's facing the operator. But yeah, it's I'm quite pleased with that now. They've got reasonably good reviews, these, and it's very well made. It's heavy, very heavy compared to the old XSY. So once we get this up and running, we'll come back and we'll do a bit of a video on it. Just take the old plastic off it there. So you have all your usual carry on. Now they do give you a lead with the box. This here lead, which is probably about the guts of, I suppose it's about 3 feet long. So you can you can take this out basically, and you can use the lead as and have this remote. But the way I do these, I like to have all the controls that were on the machine incorporated into this. So your standard lever, forward, neutral, reverse, and all the rest of it. So we will go to town a bit further on this machine, and we're going to make it very fancy with the things it can do in terms of control from this. And this I like as well. You have this rubber grommet here for bringing your cables in. Something that was lacking on these. On these you just had these slots and you brought your cables in that way, and it always kind of looks a bit, no matter how neat you try to be, it always ends up looking a bit you know, hack job. So this one will be better, that everything is all shrouded, and quite a big unit though. I'm going to need a fairly deep enclosure for that. And of course the enclosure will have fans, so it's drawing air in from the bottom and exhausting it out the top, because these things can get warm. So there's the old motor hanging out in there. It's a fair lump of a motor, and we will pull the motor out of it and go through it, and I'm going to get new belts. These belts are knackered. They're not good at all. Probably original to the machine, I'd say. So and we want to get rid of this this link belt here, and we'll replace it with a V belt. That's what should be on it. I'd say the V belt broke and somebody had this lying around and put it on it. Does the job fine, but I'd just rather have a V belt on it. Gets more points of contact on the pulleys. especially on the oil pump, you don't want any slip. So you want to drive in the oil pump. You want to drive in the oil pump perfectly, you know. So yeah, that'll be the next thing now. Pull that out and see what way things are. At the worst, we'll just end up having to change the bearings in it, you know. Can make an awful difference to a motor, just changing the bearings, and we'll give it a little bit of a clean up in there. We won't go mad, we'll just clean it out and degrease it maybe. I'm not painting in there. The cover for here is missing. The cover for the coolant pump is missing, so I'm not too bothered about that because you're not going to see them. I might make a cover for here to keep all the chips and crap, but then it gets in the far side where the hole is in the plinth for, this big hole in the plinth there for the motor to breathe. Although I'm looking there now, there's 2 holes there. I must look at the drawings and see, should there be a cover over that to stop all that crap ending up down in there? And if so, we'll make a cover. I must have a look at the drawings now and see, should there be something there. But yeah, quite pleased with my purchase. And what we'll do for now, we'll put it back in the box, because this place is in an absolute heap at the moment. Come on now. And we'll close it up so it doesn't get dirty. Where's the tape gone? Oh, so that's that. We'll throw that over here, out of the way. And we'll be well prepared then for when we get this thing back up and running. As I said, the XSY one, it drives it fine, but 5 horsepower is right. It's 4 kilowatts, like, so. I'd rather have something that has a bit more headroom on it than that, you know. Anyway, we'll leave it there for this video, and we'll get you in the next one. Bye bye.